Nubia is basically just me in drag. Like, it's just me as a full-on woman. But I say that she's also the opposite of me. Nubia is pure and innocent as the virgin snow. Basically, Nubia acts and talks and thinks like a slut, but she's a virgin.
Women can look however they want. You know, you can have a woman have a big ass beard and that's fine. And so I kind of do it the opposite way, where I just kind of, I'm like, you know, I'm just going to pretty it up a little bit, just clean it up. Because it's one thing to have some, you know, gay Latino boy just kind of yelling at you, but it's another thing to have a drag queen who's 6'3" yelling at you with a literally big hair.
Miss Jean Decay!
My queerness and my Latinidad are intrinsically connected. I've never been brown without being queer, and I've never been queer without being brown. Growing up and feeling like I wasn't Latino enough, being able to express my culture through drag has been really, really powerful for me and really eye-opening. But representation for me never existed, really. I think I'm just trying to also sort out my own issues with Latinidad. And I am indigenous. Like, I do have to also be able to take ownership of my culture. Like, this was taken from me. Because when people ask me, oh, why do you have that line on your face? It's like, oh, this specific Aztec god that had this on here. And this is the history. This is something that even a lot of Latinos don't know. How many Latinos know about their indigenous past? Not a lot. It's always about erasing our history. I, hang myself on stage because nobody knows that Latinos were lynched. Nobody knows more than 871 cases were involved. People don't know that between 1910 and 1920 that Texas killed more than 5,000 Mexican American people because we don't tell that history.
When it comes to colorism, it's not just, the typical racism. I see a lot of the time in drag that the lighter-skinned queens will get booked a lot quicker. Lighter-skinned Black people, lighter-skinned Latinx people, they get booked easier. A lot of that has to do before they even go for a gig. It's when they go to get makeup. They can go to any Target and any CVS and find a foundation and a highlight that works for them easy. For a lot of the darker skin queens of the different cultures, it's harder because sometimes the colors don't match. Sometimes we have to buy 3 or 4 different foundations to make our foundation color. It's just instances of promoters who book and pay a lot of their white queens or their light queens and don't book a lot of the darker queens, even though a lot of the darker queens have the talent. I've dealt with it with anger. I've dealt with it trying to understand. Something I'm still learning too is that you have to pick your battles. Not everyone's gonna wanna educate themselves. Not everyone's gonna wanna learn and be a better person. You can't let that get in the way of what you're doing.
There's a power in your identity being amorphous and ephemeral. And there's times that people are being transphobic, there's times people are being racist, there's times that people are just being a little too drunk. But you always have these moments of sisterhood that move beyond gender, our identities, our race. And I think there's a lot of power in that. These are representations that matter. I want to do that for other kids. I want the queer Latino kids in my raza, in my community, in my city, to see me and go, oh yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want, who cares? It's also knowing within yourself that you aren't damaged. Just because you're different doesn't mean that you're not deserving of love.
You'll find your own tribe. You'll find the people that really give a damn about you as a person. And when you do, that's all that really matters. That's gonna be more family than you ever thought you were gonna have, and more than you need. I'm very proud of being African American. It is like being a part of an elite social club. Being a person of color, I just feel like we're winning because we've had to go through a lot in this life for hundreds and hundreds of years. The fact that we're still doing this and still thriving, we're winning, and I love it.